Hey guys, welcome back. If you're part of this incredible community, if you've been following BTS through every chapter, every challenge, every comeback, then today's story is one you absolutely don't want to miss. Because sometimes, the loudest applause doesn't come from thousands of fans screaming inside a stadium. It comes from a single parent quietly watching from afar, carrying years of pride, sacrifices, and unconditional love. And that's exactly why so many people around the world have been deeply moved after Jimin received overwhelming praise throughout BTS's global tour, while an emotional message believed to be shared by his father began spreading rapidly across fan communities. At first glance, it might seem like just another heartwarming family story, but trust me, there's so much more beneath the surface. This isn't only about an idol receiving compliments. It's about a son who never stopped working to honor the dreams of the people who believed in him before the world even knew his name. It's about a father whose words reminded millions of fans why Jimin's success feels so personal, so emotional, and so deserved. So stay with me until the very end of the story, because as we go deeper, you'll understand why countless fans admitted they couldn't hold back their tears after connecting all the pieces together. As BTS continues to captivate audiences across different countries, every concert has become more than just a musical performance. It has transformed into a celebration of years of dedication, resilience, and growth. Every stage tells a story, every performance reflects countless hours of preparation, and every smile hides years of pressure that only the members themselves truly understand. Among all these unforgettable moments, Jimin has consistently become one of the biggest highlights of the tour. Fans from every corner of the world have flooded social media with praise, calling his performances breathtaking, emotionally powerful, and almost unreal. Videos capturing his dance breaks, his soaring vocals, and his ability to connect with tens of thousands of people in a single glance have gone viral almost instantly after each concert. Even casual viewers who may not have followed BTS closely found themselves stopping to watch clips of Jimin performing, amazed by the effortless elegance and emotional depth he brings to every single stage. Many longtime ARMY members have even described this era as one of the strongest periods of Jimin's career, saying they can see a new level of confidence shining through every movement, every note, and every expression. But here's where the story becomes even more meaningful. While fans were celebrating Jimin's incredible performances, another conversation quietly began taking over online communities. Instead of discussing choreography or stage outfits, people started talking about family, specifically Jimin's father. Reports and fan discussions surrounding a touching message attributed to his father quickly spread across multiple platforms, with fans translating, sharing, and reflecting on every heartfelt sentence. Whether people encountered the message through social media posts, fan translations, or community discussions, one thing became immediately clear. The words carried a warmth that resonated far beyond the BTS fandom itself. It wasn't filled with grand declarations or dramatic speeches. Instead, it reflected something much more powerful: a parent's sincere pride, gentle encouragement, and heartfelt gratitude for seeing his child continue inspiring millions while remaining true to himself. And perhaps that's exactly why the message touched so many hearts. In an industry often dominated by headlines about charts, awards, and numbers, this simple expression of parental love reminded everyone that behind the global superstar known as Jimin is still Park Jimin, someone's beloved son. Now, before we continue, here's something worth thinking about. Imagine watching your child perform in front of tens of thousands of people, hearing entire stadiums chant his name, seeing millions celebrate his achievements online, yet remembering the quiet days when he was simply a young boy practicing endlessly with impossible dreams. That contrast alone is enough to overwhelm almost any parent. Fans began revisiting old stories about Jimin's trainee years, remembering how difficult the road had been before success finally arrived. They recalled how he moved away from home at a young age to pursue his dream, how he trained relentlessly, and how even after debuting, nothing came easily. There were moments when his confidence was tested, moments when he questioned himself, and moments when the pressure seemed almost unbearable. Yet despite every obstacle, he kept moving forward. Looking back now, it's impossible not to appreciate just how extraordinary that journey really was. And perhaps that's exactly what made his father's words feel so emotional. They weren't celebrating only today's success. They were acknowledging every unseen struggle that helped shape the artist standing on that stage today. Throughout the global tour, one thing has become impossible to ignore. Every performance seems to reveal another layer of Jimin as an artist. His stage presence feels mature yet emotional, powerful yet graceful. Whether he's delivering intense choreography or standing completely still during an emotional vocal moment, audiences remain captivated from beginning to end. Critics, concertgoers, fellow performers, and fans alike have praised not only his technical abilities, but also his remarkable talent for storytelling through movement and expression. Many people have pointed out that Jimin doesn't simply dance, he communicates emotions without needing words. Every gesture feels intentional. Every facial expression carries meaning. Every transition appears effortless despite the enormous physical demands behind it. That's why so many viral clips from the tour continue circulating long after each concert ends. People don't just replay them because they enjoy the music. They replay them because each performance offers something new to discover, another subtle emotion hidden beneath the choreography, another reminder of why Jimin has earned such admiration from audiences worldwide. And here's another fascinating detail that many fans have been discussing. As praise for Jimin continued growing across international audiences, more people outside the fandom started paying closer attention to his professionalism behind the scenes. Staff members, collaborators, and industry insiders have frequently spoken about his respectful attitude, relentless work ethic, and constant desire to improve. These qualities rarely make flashy headlines compared to chart achievements or award wins, yet they often leave the strongest impression on the people working closest to him. Fans have long admired how Jimin consistently expresses gratitude toward everyone involved in BTS's journey, from fellow members to production teams, dancers, and fans themselves. This humility has become one of the defining characteristics that supporters often mention whenever someone asks what makes him special beyond his undeniable talent. It's one thing to become famous. It's another thing entirely to remain grounded despite achieving extraordinary global recognition. And perhaps this combination of excellence and humility explains why so many people felt genuinely happy seeing a father publicly expressing pride rather than simply celebrating another successful concert. As discussions surrounding the heartfelt family message continued spreading, countless fans began sharing their own personal stories. Some talked about parents who had always supported their dreams, even when success seemed impossible. Others admitted they wished they could hear similar words from their own families. Some simply said reading those emotional messages reminded them to call their parents more often or express gratitude while they still had the chance. Isn't it remarkable how a story connected to one artist can inspire millions to reflect on their own lives? That's the kind of impact that goes far beyond entertainment. It transforms admiration into human connection. Suddenly, this wasn't merely another viral topic circulating online. It became a reminder that success is rarely achieved alone. Behind every achievement often stands someone who quietly believed, encouraged, sacrificed, and waited without asking for recognition. In many ways, fans weren't only celebrating Jimin. They were celebrating every parent who continues supporting their children's dreams, even when the future remains uncertain. But don't think the emotional side of this story ends there. Because as more concert footage continued emerging from different cities, fans noticed something they described as different about Jimin himself. Many commented that he appeared genuinely happy on stage, not just professionally confident, but emotionally fulfilled. His interactions with fellow members felt relaxed and playful. His smiles appeared more natural. His conversations with fans carried warmth that many described as especially comforting during this chapter of BTS's journey. Of course, every performance brings unique emotions, and nobody except Jimin truly knows what he's feeling internally. However, fans couldn't help noticing how frequently moments of gratitude appeared throughout his interactions. Whether thanking audiences, acknowledging fellow members, or expressing appreciation for everyone's support, he consistently reminded people that none of this would exist without the incredible bond shared between BTS and ARMY. That mutual appreciation has always been one of the strongest foundations of the group's success, and seeing it continue so naturally throughout the tour only strengthened fans' emotional connection even further. Now here's the part that surprised many people across social media. While discussions initially focused on the emotional message itself, they gradually evolved into something much bigger. Fans started revisiting old interviews, documentaries, behind-the-scenes clips, and early debut memories to better understand just how far Jimin had come. They remembered the young trainee who constantly pushed himself to improve, the artist who openly admitted struggling with perfectionism, and the performer who sometimes carried immense pressure because he always wanted to deliver his absolute best. Looking at those earlier moments alongside today's performances created an emotional contrast that resonated deeply. The difference wasn't simply visible in technical skill. It was visible in confidence, emotional maturity, and self-assurance. Watching Jimin command enormous stages today, while remembering the uncertainty he once experienced, reminded fans that personal growth often happens quietly over many years before the world finally notices. And perhaps that's another reason why his father's words struck such a powerful emotional chord. They symbolized recognition not only for present achievements, but also for years of perseverance that many people outside the fandom never fully witnessed. As the conversations continued growing across fan communities, one thing became increasingly clear. People weren't simply reacting to a viral message. They were responding to something much deeper, a reminder that behind every polished performance, every standing ovation, and every headline celebrating global success is a human story built on years of sacrifice. It's easy to look at Jimin today and see the superstar filling arenas, trending across social media, and earning praise from critics around the world. But the reality is that none of those moments appeared overnight. Every graceful movement on stage is backed by countless hours of exhausting practice. Every confident smile has been shaped by moments of doubt that he chose to overcome instead of allowing them to define him. Every powerful vocal performance represents years of discipline and determination. That's why so many fans found themselves becoming emotional while connecting his present achievements with the heartfelt pride expressed by his father. It felt as though all those years of hard work had come full circle. The dreams that once seemed distant had become reality, and the people who believed in him from the very beginning were now witnessing the incredible impact he has made across the globe. In many ways, this story reminded everyone that success becomes even more meaningful when it can be shared with the people who stood beside you before anyone else recognized your potential. Another reason this story resonated so strongly is because Jimin has always been known for his sincerity. Throughout BTS's career, fans have watched him celebrate joyful moments with genuine excitement while also being honest about challenges, insecurities, and the pressure that comes with living under the spotlight. That honesty has created a unique connection between him and millions of supporters worldwide. Fans don't simply admire his talent, they admire the authenticity behind it. They appreciate the way he continues striving to improve despite already reaching extraordinary heights. They admire his willingness to work harder instead of becoming comfortable. And perhaps most importantly, they admire that despite worldwide recognition, he continues expressing gratitude toward the people around him. Those qualities cannot be measured by streaming numbers or concert attendance. They are reflected in the loyalty of fans who have remained by his side through every chapter of his journey. Seeing those fans now celebrating not only his performances, but also the loving support from his family created an atmosphere unlike many other viral moments. It wasn't fueled by controversy or sensational headlines. Instead, it spread because people wanted to share something beautiful, something hopeful, and something that reminded them why they fell in love with BTS in the first place. The global tour itself has become living proof of how much BTS continues to inspire audiences regardless of language or nationality. Every city welcomes them with overwhelming enthusiasm, and every performance becomes another unforgettable memory for fans fortunate enough to experience it firsthand. For Jimin, these concerts have showcased not only his artistic growth, but also his emotional connection with the audience. Time after time, fans describe feeling as though he performs with complete sincerity, giving every ounce of energy regardless of how demanding the schedule may be. Even short interactions during concerts often become cherished memories because of the warmth he conveys through simple gestures, eye contact, or heartfelt words. Those moments may last only seconds, yet they remain in fans' hearts for years. That ability to make thousands of individuals feel personally seen is something that cannot easily be taught. It comes from genuine empathy, emotional awareness, and an understanding that every person attending the concert carries their own story. Perhaps someone in the audience has waited years for that moment. Perhaps someone is overcoming personal struggles and finds comfort through the music. Jimin's performances often create space for those emotions, allowing people to feel understood without needing to say a single word. What also stands out is how this viral moment encouraged many people to look beyond the glamorous image often associated with the entertainment industry. It's easy to become fascinated by awards, luxury, sold-out tours, and international fame. But stories like this remind us that family, gratitude, humility, and perseverance remain just as important as professional achievements. Fans repeatedly commented that the message from Jimin's father felt refreshingly genuine because it focused not on records or accomplishments, but on character, happiness, and pride. Those are values that resonate universally. Whether someone is a BTS fan or not, almost everyone understands the emotional significance of hearing supportive words from a parent. For some, those words become lifelong motivation. For others, they become memories that provide strength during difficult times. In Jimin's case, fans interpreted the message as another reflection of the strong values that have shaped him throughout his journey. It reminded them that no matter how large the stage becomes, the people waiting at home with unconditional love remain irreplaceable. Perhaps that's the greatest lesson hidden within this entire story. Success is often celebrated publicly, but the path leading there is usually built quietly, day after day, through discipline, encouragement, setbacks, and resilience. Jimin's journey continues, inspiring millions not simply because he performs exceptionally well, but because people have watched him continue moving forward despite immense expectations. They have witnessed his evolution from an ambitious young trainee into one of the world's most respected performers while still carrying the kindness and humility that fans admired from the beginning. Seeing his father express pride only reinforced what supporters have believed for years, that behind the incredible artist stands an equally remarkable human being who has never forgotten the values that brought him this far. And as BTS continues writing new chapters in their history, moments like these remind everyone that the emotional connection between the members, their families, and ARMY remains one of the most powerful reasons their story continues touching hearts across generations and across every corner of the world. So, as we reflect on everything we've talked about today, this story becomes much bigger than a single viral message or a single successful performance. It becomes a celebration of perseverance, family, gratitude, and the incredible bond that exists between an artist and the people who believe in him. Jimin continues proving that true greatness isn't defined only by flawless performances or worldwide recognition. It's also reflected in the respect he earns from those who know him, the inspiration he gives to millions of fans, and the quiet pride visible in the eyes of the people who watched his dream grow from the very beginning. Perhaps that's why this moment has stayed with so many people. It reminds us that behind every unforgettable performance is a lifetime of dedication, and behind every extraordinary success is a story filled with love, sacrifice, and unwavering support. As fans continued cheering for BTS throughout this global tour, moments like these serve as beautiful reminders that music has the power not only to entertain but also to connect people through shared emotions, cherished memories, and hope for the future. And now we'd love to hear from all of you. What was the most touching part of this story for you? Was it the overwhelming praise Jimin received during the global tour, the heartfelt message from his father, or the incredible journey that brought him to this point? Share your thoughts down in the comments because we'd love to read your perspective and continue this conversation with the entire community. If you enjoyed this video and want more heartfelt updates, inspiring stories, and the latest news about BTS and your favorite artists, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next upload. Your support truly helps us continue creating content for this amazing community, and every like, every comment, and every subscription means more than you know. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being part of this incredible journey, and we'll see you again in the next video.